Welcome to you.dev. My name is Paul. I have a lifelong computer obsession, enterprise experience, and a voice, so I figured I'd record some videos, put them out there, and see what happens. Let's learn how the internet works from scratch. That is an incredibly tall order, as the internet is one of the most bottomless topics to research in the history of history. We are going to start very, very simply and work our way up to a very advanced level. We do need some previous knowledge here, though. Mainly, you should know what a computer is, generally speaking, whether that computer be very old or very new. You should know about displays, keyboard, mouse, storage, all that. You should be comfortable using a desktop environment, whether that be Microsoft Windows or Mac OS X. There are others as well that we'll get into later, but you're probably going to be in either of these two, Microsoft Windows, Mac OS. Okay, those are the prerequisites. So let's start as simply as possible when learning about the internet. Let's start with HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. It's a little bit of jargon. What does that jargon mean? What does hypertext mean? Hypertext is text that links to other information. You've probably seen underlined text. When you click on it, it goes somewhere else. That's hypertext. Markup. What is markup? A set of notations used to annotate a plain text document. We can see some highlighted tags here. This is a definition tag that opens and a definition tag that closes, surrounding a definition here. This is markup. Hey, easy. This isn't so bad, right? Let's do a demo. Here I am in a macOS environment. We were talking about plain text before. If we're going to be writing HTML and learning the internet from scratch, we're going to need a plain text editor. I'm going to go up to my Spotlight menu and click it. You may see this window pop up in the future randomly. That's because I am hitting Command Space. So that window will come up as I open up new applications. I'm going to open up my favorite browser. And let's go to a website to download a free plain text editor for all operating systems, sublimetext.com. We'll zoom in there, sublimetext.com. Sublime Text is a free and paid editor for every operating system. I'm going to download that for Mac. Into my downloads folder, I'm going to save that. If you're on Windows, also take a look perhaps at Notepad++.org. Notepad++ is a truly free plain text editor for Windows, free as in speech and free as in beer, as they say. Give that a look if you are on the Windows platform, another great free text editor. All right, that is done downloading. I'm going to close my downloads, close this window, go back into Finder, go to Downloads, and double-click on this disk image. It's going to verify that disk image to make sure it's okay. And once that's verified, a window will pop up with sublimetext.app in it and a shortcut to our applications. I'm going to drag that application into our applications. Once that's copied, we can eject the disk image down here in the sidebar. Sublime Text is now ejected. I'm going to then click on Applications. And in the S's of our applications here, I see Sublime Text. I'm going to double click on that. And now we have a plain text editor. Oh, Apple is first going to warn us that we did not download that from the App Store. That's okay. Let's open it. We can remove that warning later, but it is okay to open up Sublime Text. And we are greeted with a very blank window saying Untitled and Unregistered. Since Sublime is a free and paid editor, this is one of the only nuisances it will cause to remind you to purchase it. It is really not a nuisance at all. Sublime has been very pleasant in their relative freeness on this program here. So it's untitled. Let's save this blank document to start. I haven't even typed anything yet, but I want to save this document. File save. I'm going to save that onto the desktop over here. I'm going to click on the sidebar, desktop, and let's save this as our first .html. Okay, that's what I'm saving that as. Click Save. And now we have our first HTML. It pops up in a little tab here in Sublime. All right, let's learn HTML. HTML is comprised of markup tags that make elements. Okay, what does all that mean? Well, let's do our first tag. Every HTML document starts with a little less than, the letters HTML, and a greater than symbol. I am going to zoom in on this. This is very small. I'm going to hit Command plus 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 a few times. Command plus. There we are. That's a little more visible. I'm going to resize this window. This is an opening tag to the HTML document. Every opening tag, or just about every single opening tag, needs a closing tag. Sublime is very pleasant. I did a less than and a /, and it automatically typed out the rest of HTML for me. So we're going to see Sublime doing a lot of pleasant additions to our typing. So if you see a bunch of text kind of fly into view right away, that's because Sublime is writing some of that for us. So here we are. We have our first HTML document. I'm going to put some words in here just like that. Nothing special, and hit Save, Command S. And let's double click that HTML document right there on the desktop. Double click. Hey, there are some words. We are now displaying words in a browser based on a file that's on our desktop. Cool. That's our first step towards learning how the internet works. That is an HTML document. Granted, it is very gross and very minimal. There's not much going on here. Let's learn a little bit more about HTML. So I can see we have our first HTML in the tab up here in our web browser. Let's see if we can get our own words going on up here that aren't the file name as such. So I'm going to come back into Sublime, remove some words, just going to double click and hit delete. And then between these two tags, I'm going to create some space. Just hit return a few times. And inside the HTML opening and closing, I'm going to add another tag, that being head. The head tag, I'm going to close that as well, less than /, it filled in the rest, very nice. The head tag can contain descriptions of your web page that aren't necessarily seen on the main body of the page. So let's try our hand at a head element or a head tag here. I'm going to do a less than, say title, and then a greater than. And let's type in capitals, nice pleasant capitals, our first HTML page. And then I'm going to do a less than /, and it's going to fill in the rest of title for me. It's going to end title. There's our begin title, end title. I'm going to Command S to save this. Command S. Click back into the web browser over here, and then hit Command R to reload. And now we can see our first HTML page is now proudly displayed in our tab. That came from the title element in our head. Very cool. We're starting to learn how each element affects the web browser. Okay, let's learn some more elements. If we want items and resources, text to be displayed in the web browser, that text and those images will be placed in a body element. So I'm going to open the body, and let's do a less than /, that is closing the body. Give ourselves some room inside these tags, and we can now type text here that will display in the main body of the web browser. Let's say here, this will show up in the body of the web browser window. Command S to save. Go back to browser, Command R. There you go. We are now displaying text in the web browser inside the body. Let's learn some more elements here. I'm going to give myself some more room inside the body. Let's create a new tag and do an H1. This is short for heading level 1. Okay, I am going to click behind this and hit tab a couple of times and just do some indenting. I hit delete to bring it back. Normally when we're writing code, HTML code or other programming languages, HTML isn't really a programming language, but that's okay. We usually use indentation to keep track of what level we are inside of these tags or inside of our code. A lot of code can nest inside of other code or be inside of other pieces of code, so indentation helps us keep track of that. I am going to return down to the next line, do a less than slash, and we're now ending that H1. I'm going to Command S, come back in here and reload. Wow, now that is very big and bold. That is heading level 1. I'm going to come back into Sublime and let's just take a tour around heading level 2. Going to change those 1s to 2s there, Command S, come back to the browser, Command R. Aha, a little bit smaller. So you can see as these heading levels go up, the relevancy, oh hey, I hit Command S. This is another one of the minor annoyances of Sublime Text. Not very annoying, maybe slightly annoying, but you can just hit cancel and keep using it like you were using it before. So thank you, Sublime. If you like it, give it a purchase out there. Not sponsored by them, but yeah, it's a very nice piece of software. Anyway, let's go reload in the web browser. As our heading level goes up, the relevancy of the header kind of goes down, where in like 1 is priority number 1. You know, this should be our biggest, boldest heading. All right, that's headings. Another common element you will see in web pages, if we're going to be doing a lot of text, like a big body of text, is a P tag, short for paragraph. I'm going to hit return a couple of times and end that paragraph tag. And I'm going to copy this text from above. And let's paste that a few times. I'm just going to copy and paste, 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 paste. So it's a little repetitive. But yeah, it's going to be a big body of text. I'm going to Command S, Command R. All right, now we have a heading and a paragraph. These make up the parts of the page. I know this doesn't look very beautiful, but this is very essential to learn these elements. We will make them look beautiful with another language later. Right now we're just learning pure HTML. Let's see what else pure HTML has to offer, and then I'll wrap it up pretty soon. I don't want to go on too long in our intro to HTML here. We can dive very deep into HTML. Boy, hours and hours. But yeah, I just want to show you very quickly how to get a plain text editor up and running and throw some elements up on a page. Let's go to another common HTML element, the form element. Aha, forms. Let's end form. And if I Command S and then come back to the browser and Command R, nothing shows up. No form shows up. Form requires other elements inside of it, hence that nesting we've been talking about. Elements inside of it in order to function. One of those elements is an input element. Input A. Let's hit Command S again. Go into the web browser and hit Command R, and look at that. We now have a text field that we can type in. Very cool. There's a form input. Forms also can have little drop-down menus. Let's see if inside our form I'm going to open up a new tag and say select. It looks like Sublime already knows I'm typing select with the fuzzy search there. That's very nice. If you click on it, it will automatically open and close the select there. I'm going to be inside of select and hit return a couple of times maybe. And now we are inside of select, inside of form, inside of select. Let's Command S, go back to the browser, reload. Aha, now I have a little drop down. There are no options inside there though. No options when I click on that drop down. Let's give ourselves some options. I'm going to open a new tag, start typing in option. Sublime's right there. Just click right on there. And here is an option. option 1. I am now going to be lazy or efficient, depending on your flavor of the day, and copy that option and paste it down on the next line. Oops, and let's tab in a little tiny bit here. I'm going to then call that option 2, Command S, come back into the web browser, Command R, and hey, now we do have some options to select. Very nice. This is all pure HTML. Not too shabby, eh? I'm going to check the pulse there. 15 minutes feels pretty healthy. This is my first foray into screencasting, so I hope you enjoyed it. I will come back very soon with a new language to learn, and we're going to make this look beautiful with that mystery language called CSS. All right, Paul for you.dev signing out. Peace.